Hey, Jada, are you there?
Hello,
Hi, how's it going?
I'm good. And you?
I'm good. Sorry it's a little late.
No, that's fine.
You ready? I think it's just you. Gypsy said she was up late last night and was sick, and so we're just gonna take a look at your stuff, and so it'll be quick.
Okay. Okay. Do I share my screen
Yes.
or
Yeah.
how do screen share?
Yeah, you see if you roll over to the left, the green screen with the forward arrow on it?
Yep. Okay. I'm clicking it. I'm clicking it and it's not doing anything.
Are you using Chrome?
Yes, Google Chrome.
Right. If you click screen share, it should say, it'll ask you what part of your screen you want to share. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see the screen share, but it's like when I click it, nothing's happening.
Let's see. I'm going to make you as presenting to everyone.
Okay.
Try it. Does it make a difference?
Nope.
Are you seeing, I'm going to send you something real quick.
Okay.
I just sent you an image just to make sure.
Okay, yep.
That's what you're doing?
Yep, that's the button I've been clicking. Right. Chat.
Well, dang. Since it's just you and me, why don't I look at your computer in person and see if we can figure it out? Why don't you just, do you want to just email me stuff?
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, email it to me and then I'll share it with you.
Okay.
How's that?
Yep, I'll do that. Mm. Okay. Okay, I emailed it to you.
Sorry, it's just loading in.
That's fine. Oh, tomorrow I have a meeting with Mindy about the internships.
Good. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So you have it as okay. All right, I'm going to share my screen so you can see me looking at your work. Do you see it?
Yep, I see it.
Okay. Okay.
So I can.
Oh, go ahead. You can explain it first.
Oh, okay. So my client was fictional, and so the description I was saying, my client is, the company is called Puppy Love, and it's a non-profit organization that finds like homeless animals or animals that's been like out on the street or like mistreated in their homes, and they give them shelter, and that they, once the animals like become a certain weight and like have a certain health, or is better, then they sell them to other homes who are looking to adopt animals. And so
Go ahead, keep going.
Oh, okay. So my objective was designing a website for my client will benefit them in a way where they could reach a larger audience. Technology, specifically mobile technology, is the most used like resource, and building a responsive website could help my client gain consumers and also volunteers for their organization. um, as more people become aware of them, they can start to grow their organization and build like more in different areas. And so my target audience, um, it was kind of hard to be like specific with age wise, because everyone, like, there's different ages that love animals. So I was just saying my target audience are people who have experience with animals, whether they've had their own pet or worked with animals, because like you definitely have to be like an animal lover basically to work with Puppy Love, whether it's volunteer or also, to adopt.
Right. And so I'm just going to add some, do you mind if I add some things as you talk? I think the key thing here is that they want to target potential adoptees or adoptive parents, potential people willing to adopt.
Yes.
I think in your case, age is not such a huge thing, although if you're targeting people who are willing to adopt, they have to be, most of them are going to probably have to be homeowners, as people who rent don't tend to, I mean, it's harder for a renter to be able to take in an animal.
Yeah.
So you do know that about your target audience. And you're all, so I'm just going to write some notes in here and I'll send it back to you, and then you can do whatever you want with it, okay?
Okay.
These would probably have to be homeowners. And just write it in your own language. I'm just giving you some ideas. So really, you have, okay, hold on a second. And then also, if you're looking for people that are volunteers, volunteers might be retirees. What about school organizations?
Yep.
That are looking for, like my daughter's Girl Scout troop, they like, I don't know, they went to pet places and stuff like that and raised money and brought the animals things and stuff like that. I'm just trying to get you thinking about who some of these specific groups are, and that form your design. Can I go back up to the top for a second? So
Sure.
remember, I know you're used to turning in work like papers for teachers, but this is a proposal for a client. So I would frame it as such. So proposal for website development. Puppy love. Because this is for the client, remember? So since this is for the client, remember, this is a description of the project. So you might want to say, so you don't want to talk about my client's company because this is for the client. So you're saying Puppy Love is a nonprofit organization. They obviously know what they are. So the proposed project is the creation of a website, or you can say responsive website even. Okay, so this is kind of showing the client that you understand what the project is all about. So then again, I would just change your language. Designing a website for my client. This is writing for the client. So the benefit of the proposed website will allow Puppy Love to reach a larger audience. Do you see how you're writing it now for the client as opposed to for me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to go through all of that, but I'll send this back to you. I would be more specific here, bring in a larger audience, which in turn will help. Okay, so like what specifically? More adoptions happening, more donations. You know, I would be more specific about what you mean. This is just a little bit vague. Bring in a larger audience, you know, so I would be a little bit more specific.
Okay.
And then don't refer to your client. The project, I would say, the project will commence by developing a site architecture. This will be presented in the form of a flowchart. You know what I mean? So you're getting the idea about telling them what the process is going to be, but just tune the language to like you're writing it for the client.
Okay.
Okay. I'll send this back to you so you have some of those notes. Wait, I have your, where did I do with the flowchart and stuff? But otherwise, I think you picked a really great topic because this is a real manageable kind of site. You have a very specific objective, and think about, now that you're thinking about what the objective of the site is, you want adoptions. So this should immediately tell you, like, you're going to want to highlight really cute animal pictures and adopt me. I would think that that would be one of your primary elements that's going to take like front and center stage in your interface design. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
once you really hone in on your objectives and what this organization needs to do, that's going to completely inform your design.
Okay.
You see what I mean? That's why I'm getting you to be really specific, but you know, about what is success for this site. Success is getting people to adopt, getting people to volunteer, getting people to give money, right?
Yeah.
So if those are the main things, and I might be wrong on that, you might have other objectives, but if those are the main things, then how is your design going to support that happening? So I think the flow chart looks pretty good. Volunteer benefits.
I was thinking about adding like one tab, like in the same row as like about us, volunteer, adopt. I was thinking about adding charity, like what, or would that be like in the same thing as volunteer?
Well, some organizations have a section called Get Involved, and then
Mm-hmm.
within that, you can talk about ways people could get involved, and then you could address different audiences, like maybe a retiree that actually wants to be at the center and working at the desk or something, versus like a Girl Scout troop who may want to use the organization as a project for, making little pet beds or whatever, the Girl Scouts want to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't done this already, I would take a look at other similar organizations. Maybe just try to find 3 or 4 organizations that are kind of similar and take a look at their architecture. And I think this is going to help you.
Okay.
But it looks so far it looks okay. I mean, it's a pretty simple site. You might want to include a donate button. So there's a page to make donations or something like that.
Okay, and I've put that on my wireframe too.
Okay.
And put it on my flow chart.
And Jada, I know you're gonna like make this look pretty in Illustrator and everything. But I think what you've done as a sketch just to get feedback is really smart, because you're not wasting time, fiddling around with the graphic application. You're just putting something out there, getting some feedback, and then once you resolve what you're going to do, then make it look nice,
Yeah.
So I think that was smart.
Thank you.
Okay, so now that we've talked about the organization and what your objectives are, you have this area that you're calling logo, and that's prime real estate. Do you remember what you said in your objective is you want to get people to adopt animals? So maybe this is the animal of the day feature that you could adopt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So think about how you're using this prime real estate up here to help support your objectives.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is, I'm not sure how this relates. Oh, this is I see what you're saying. This is your mobile one.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I should have made that more clear.
No, I'm being stupid. This makes sense. The other thing, and you may have just drawn it this way, like whenever you design a menu that's horizontal, if you make a commitment, and you may not have thought about this as you've just kind of sketched this kind of quickly, but if you make a commitment to equally dividing this space in 4 sections of About Us, Volunteer, Contact, it doesn't give you a lot of flexibility if you add a 5th section, because you've segmented those spaces so rigidly. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I would, and that's what's implied in your drawing. So I would just, put your menu bar, and it takes up as much space as it takes up, so that you're implying that if more sections were added, you have that room for it.
Okay.
That kind of makes sense?
Yes.
So as you start to clean these up, I want you to go back to your objectives and think about how your wireframes can support your objectives. And then when you clean these up, I really want you to pay attention to alignment and, organizing this space in a way that makes sense and giving weight and space to the most important parts of your mission.
Okay.
I would assume you'd probably want like some kind of a header bar up here too with this particular wireframe.
Okay.
And generally, I mean, it's kind of common convention to have a logo in that top left corner. So I would think about putting your logo up here and thinking about, pet of the day, or this is your feature with some beautiful, adorable pet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think your idea of having the mission or description of the organization on the homepage right here is really great, because you're going to see the logo and then you see a description. And that first block of text, too, is really critical for search engine optimization as well. So a really clear description of what the organization is a smart thing to have right at this location.
And I was also thinking about having the mission part. I was thinking about having it like a link to the actual page, because you could also find it in the About Us. So just adding, you know, a little text and then click more or click more to read or something like that.
Yeah, and that's a very common convention. So I think that's a good idea. Well, it looks like you've made a lot of progress. It's looking good. I mean, I would spend a little time, you know, taking some feedback and cleaning it all up and presenting it a little bit more polished, and then we'll talk about the wireframes one more time, and then starting to take them into like a more finished design. I think it's close. But if you want me to look at the wireframes a little bit more and the writing a little bit more before you move forward, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
But it's looking good. You've made a good start.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have any more questions for me?
No, not right at the moment.
Okay. What was I going to say? Okay, Jada, I'm going to email you after we end the broadcast, and I will send back that Word file that has my notes in it, okay?
Okay.
All right, good job. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Bye.